It's something about you. All right, we back in this bitch. Tomorrow I'm gonna set up the Rumble so it'll be streaming on Rumble too. I gotta figure out how to kill one stream without killing the other. Damn, it's hot than a bitch in here. What the fuck? It's hot than a bitch in this motherfucker, bro. Let me see if I'm live now. Damn, that was annoying, bro, that I had to fucking end my stream for that bullshit. It was annoying, bro, that I had to fucking end my stream for that bullshit. What? Bro. No, that's not the fucking right shit, bro. Ah, come on with this bullshit. Come the fuck on, man. I had nice tags set up and everything. I'm fucking pissed. I swear I want to hire a good Indian to live with me and work for me, bro. And then I don't have to do none of this frustrating shit, bro. I hate doing this frustrating shit. But at the same time, I don't mind. But I do hate it. But I don't mind. I do hate it. Now they changed. Why they changed my... I had a... Man, listen, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Red homies, stop playing with me, bro. There we go. All right, we done with that bull. It's the way you move when you look at me. All right, man, let's get back to having fun, man, because this shit was pissing me off. I don't have to be pissed anymore. Let's get back to having fun, man. All right. Officer Tatum on Fresh and Fit. Let's see. He exposed them as frauds, or they got exposed? Who got exposed? Let me see, man. Somebody exposed somebody. Oh wait, mine. Oh, it looks like. So I guess this is how it started. Why did my chat not show up until now? I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm trying to find a new one and see when is it that there's a clipper that clips the shit out of Fresh and Fit. I'm trying to. Oh, okay, but this is
half Italian, half German.
Mamma mia! Be friends, if yes, and you have a guy friend. Myron, you know what to do. All right, we can go ahead and go through this. Ladies, can men and women be just friends, platonic friends, which means nothing sexual?
With no intimacy
No
at all.
sex.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All of you?
100%, yes.
The
They said,
question is,
can
do you
men
have
and women
friends
be friends?
do.
that are males?
Yeah.
A lot, actually.
All right, we got a test for this. We're going to have you ladies call them live on air. And I want you to say to them, who wants to go first? Who really...
She's on the cap. Go ahead. Translate.
He was like, basically, to put it all together, he was kind of annoyed because he wanted
What
to
part
sleep.
is it where it gets
And
good
she's
though?
like, do you know what I'm getting at? He's like, no, just get to the point. And I think he knew, but also I think he also knows that like we get like that it's a joke.
A little young baby in the room. A little young baby in the room. You may not get none.
like you think you want to. Well, what do? Your relationship got to be more than just a 20-minute episode.
That's true.
So
but like if you're together, hey, baby, I'm horny right now. What's up? She'll give it to you like every time you ask, right? Like
no,
it's not, I'm tired. No,
but
okay.
It's reasons why, right? And because
whoa, Officer Tatum, whoa. If I want some box, my shorty, and we live together, she got to give me the box every time, or give me the mouth if I want it. Unless, let's see what the reasons are. There's some reasons maybe, but let's see.
Because we're adults, like we have a real life, we got stuff to do. People do get tired, people get worn out. Taking care of a little baby will wear you out. However, I think it's important that in a relationship, women do serve their husband that way. If he asks for it, you better be making sure that you provide that for him. Willingly.
Yeah, not forcefully.
Yeah.
Hey, bitch, come on, man.
I wouldn't advocate that. If you got to do that to your wife, something wrong.
Of course, willingly.
But I think women should prioritize that and say, even if I don't feel like it, I need to serve my husband that way.
Yeah,
therefore, keep the women off of
a
him.
hand job, something, man.
Something. You can do anything. Anything. A lot of time, men will take anything.
Yeah, anything, man.
It ain't got to be that much. Just a little bit of
sorry,
something,
bro.
and a man will be all right.
I'm sorry, bro. My girl tell me no, I'm cheating. Because, that's it. I feel offended. I feel disrespected. I feel underappreciated. I'm a cheat. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna say, oh, okay, you're saying I can cheat. Okay, cool. Word. That's how I be fucking up. That's how I be fucking up relationships, bro. I be fucking up relationships because, like, when something like that, if something like that was to happen, I usually take it as a okay for me to go cheat, but usually it's more like she pisses me off in a way where now I'm like, oh, okay, well now I'm just gonna go cheat. She pisses me off. We're not gonna talk for 2 days, and I'm gonna cheat because you pissing me off. I used to date this one girl. She was like a surgical assistant tech, some shit like that, and I noticed after a while that. At first, I would rage back when she'd be toxic as fucking. I'd rage back. And then we have like this like rage and makeup sex type of shit. And it was always fucking great. And I noticed after a while that I was like, oh, you like to piss me off because you like really violent, hard, rough sex. Like, so you want to piss me off. That way you could get that. So after that, I was like, okay, you piss me off, I'm going to just ignore you instead. And that's what I started doing. I would just ignore her ass, bro. Women got their ways, bro. They know shit, bro. They got their ways, bro, to get what they want. Word.
I'm not saying that's every man, but the successful men in marriage relationships that I know of, they think like that.
You're right.
Generally speaking.
Real quick, I want to make an announcement. Guys, so Rumble, I think, is down right now. Like, there's a couple of streams are.
I've never had a problem with a woman that I was dating not wanting to have sex with me. That's never happened to me before, ever in my history. The only time it was when I used to live with this one shorty, and she used to have like low blood pressure or whatever sometimes, and she would get dizzy and stuff. And in those times, of course, I'm not trying to have sex with her if she's like going through like some shit like that. But you know what I noticed too? Every woman I've lived with always has some sort of health issue. Like my ex had anemia, so she'd be super cold. So check it out. She's so goddamn cold. First of all, the bed got 67 pillows in it. She's so goddamn cold. We got covers on covers, and then we got one of those weighted blankets and covers on top of that. I can't sleep under this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'll take a little piece of cover and just cover my meat. Because, I sleep naked. I'm going to take a little piece of cover and cover my meat, and everything else just exposed. I'm not about to sleep under 17 blankets, bro. I'm not doing that. But she be cold. So, I swear, bro. I swear, she used to be cold, bro. A lot. Like, super cold all the time. Like, complaining. Before we used to stay together and shit, when she would come to my house be cold. She'd come to my house and be like, it's so cold here. Oh, my God. Dog, I sleep naked when I'm with my shorty. Why would I sleep with clothes on? I sleep naked, skin to skin. I sleep naked with my shorty, of course. Now, when I'm by myself, I sleep in my drawers and shit like that. But, nah. What, y'all don't sleep naked with y'all shorties? So if you got like a 3 a.m, if you got like a 3 a.m, goddamn. First of all, every shorty I used to live with always wanted. She sleep naked too. Like if you got like a 3 a.m. raging boner, you're not just going in. Like I'm not about to be at 3 a.m. Man, fuck that. I'm at 3 a.m. I look and I see a full moon next to me. I'm going in, bro. PJs. Oh, my dead homies, listen. I promise you this, bro. I've never owned a pair of PJs in my life. I've never owned a pair of PJs in my life. That's on my dead homies. Look. Oh, that shit's in the other room. I got a robe. When I'm not doing something, I'm in my robe and my underwear. When I'm with a shorty, I'm in my robe and my underwear. When I'm not doing something, if I'm on the couch or anywhere else, I'm in my underwear only. And then if I'm with a shorty, we in bed, we naked. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Look, I had one shorty who had like that low blood pressure shit to like where we would have to, this was back in the day too. So my mom would, check on her and all kind of shit. Cause at the time I was living with my mom. This was like way back in the day. I had one shorty, she was staying with me and my mom. And I was staying with my mom and my dad and shit. This back in the day. I had one shorty who had anemia or whatever. Since I've been dating since I was 14 years old. My first girlfriend I introduced my mom, I was 14 years old. She was 16. That's my first girlfriend I introduced to my mom. I lost my virginity at 13. That girl I never dated. She was like a fast ass girl in summer school. I just fucked in the bathroom. But yeah, she had anemia. The other girl had the low blood pressure shit. The other shorty I stayed with, well, the one I was engaged to, she had like a mental issue. Yeah. I don't know how to explain this, bro, but I'm gonna tell y'all about this. And y'all tell me, because y'all know more, right? About mental stuff. I don't know shit about mental stuff. Me and this girl, listen, right? When we decided, as a joke, right? When we decided we were gonna get married, when I proposed to her or whatever, and I was like, let's just do it. She was like, okay, we gotta start like acting like husband and wife type shit. And now, mind you, up until then, everything was smooth, and it still was smooth after. But we were sitting on a couch, and I would buy like a 6-pack of beer. Mind you, I'm not even a drinker like that, but I would buy a 6-pack of beer, and I'd be like sipping down a beer. She'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna have a beer belly," and I'm at the time I'm like 6-packed out, like I'm not getting a beer belly. It's not happening. But and she's 6-packed out too. She's a personal trainer, bro. This girl used to be on the phone. We'd be watching a movie or some shit. Watching a movie, just us two, underwear on the couch type shit. She'd be on her phone, just scrolling, right? Through Instagram. This back in the day when Instagram was like it. Now Instagram is shit. And she would literally almost like break out in tears, bro. And I'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? And then she'd be like, all these girls are so pretty. You would choose them over me, wouldn't you? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? And if I liked a girl picture on Instagram, Instagram used to be a snitch too. So Instagram would tell if you liked a girl's pictures, it would say, such and such like these pictures, which that's some snitching shit, right? Yeah, I was engaged to her. We were engaged in process of buying a house. I was in the process of buying a rental property at the time. I already had a house. I was in the process of buying a rental property at the time. I was young though. I was like 23, maybe 22, 23. Yeah. And yeah, bro, she would break out into tears, and I'd be like, bro, you're so sexy. Like, why the fuck do you like? I'm like, you're looking at cartoons on the internet. Those are like cartoons with filters and shit. She was like a Barbie. I'm talking about blue eye, long blonde hair, ass like poof, 6-pack with it. The titties wasn't all that. I ain't even gonna front because she worked out so much. Them titties wasn't all that, but they was cool. Little titty, little Hershey Kiss nipples. Nah, bro, she was bad than a motherfucker, bro. Super insecure. I never understood it. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I'm with you. Like, me and you we go over to see your parents. Bro, we would take the drive to go see her parents. Her parents live like 2 hours away, hour and a half away. And I remember like me and her dad would get into it because her dad is like not like me at all. Like I come from shit. Like my family's great though. I have a great family. We just wasn't good financially to where we had extras. We had what we needed. We didn't have extras, and we always lived in kind of like a sketchy area of town. Her dad was like the opposite. She comes from like a rich dad, rich mom, rich families, rich all of that. Their house was humongous. They live on a golf course, all of that. So me and her dad get into it all the time. Me and him would argue all the time. And this is how you know I was based at a young age. Look, this is how you know. I'm gonna tell y'all boys, peep your boy. At a young age, I'm 23, sitting in this man's house. This man is a millionaire. I'm in his house with his girl, his daughter, right? His daughter. Look, the first time I went, let me tell y'all first. The first time I went, they tried to set me up. We pull up, boom. They got a house, big ass house, and then there's like a walkway, and it's attached to an apartment that has like a fucking garage on the bottom. The house is humongous. So we pull up. They got like land. They got land or whatever. We walk in. Through the kitchen. I'm not knowing. They know we're coming though. We walk in through the kitchen. When we walk in, nobody's there, but the door's open, right? So we walk in, and I'm like, where the hell they at? Type shit. And the first thing I see is a bowl on the table in the kitchen. That shit got like cash and checks in it, bruh. And I'm like, immediately when I'm a street motherfucker, bro. I'm really that. I'm really that. So when I see that, I said, oh, you left that out there. You thought you had some bait, huh? Not for me. I ain't no thief, motherfucker. So boom, we get in there. I meet dude. We shake hands. Everything cool. Bet he like, you gonna sleep in that room over there. Like, I'm talking about, he put me on one side of the crib. And my shorty, who was gonna be my wife at the time, she's my fiance. I was asking him. I was gonna ask him to be my, if I could marry his daughter, which I did, and he said okay. But he put her like in a room all the way somewhere over there. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Type shit. Like, first, I don't like no sleeping arrangements. Don't give me sleeping arrangements, dog. I'm a gangster. I'll fight everybody in this house type shit. Don't give me no sleeping arrangements. But okay. But look, I was like, all right, I'm going to respect your crib. I'm going to respect you. Okay, cool. I'm in this twin size bed in one of the extra rooms, like over there somewhere, right? So we go downstairs. We having dinner with them. Me and him get to talking. At the time, I ain't even going to lie to you. I'm going to keep it 1,000. I'm going to keep it 1,000 wow bow. Listen to me. The year prior to that, I had made 90 bands. Right? And I was a 1099, okay? If you guys know what that means. I was 1099. I'm not a fucking I wasn't a W-2 worker. Majority of my life, I've never really been a W-2 worker. Excuse me. So, when you 1099, you get a little more wiggle room to write off a lot of more stuff because, you feel me? The truck I'm using, the clothes I'm buying, the this and that and the third off of my business, I could write it off. So me and him having that discussion type shit, and he's like, no, it's good to pay taxes because taxes build our roads and tax. And I'm like, what roads, bro? You don't see all the potholes on the road? I said, the taxes get stolen and taxation is theft. And I'm telling him this, right? Straight up, bro. I'm gangster, bro. I'm in that bitch like, taxation is theft. That shit is un-American. I'm like, listen, you don't know what we did to the British? We grabbed that tea and we threw that shit in the fucking water, bro. Why you think we did that? They was trying to jab in our pockets. And that's what they doing nowadays. And he no, that's not how that works. Blah, blah, blah. And as I'm telling him this shit, I'm spazzing like a little bit. Word. The shorty, she's sitting next to me, right? Fuck, she jabbing me in my side. Like, and I'm like, and she's telling me, stop. And I'm like, no, fuck no. He talking about I need to pay more tax. You got me fucked up. I don't want to pay more taxes. They robbing us. And then I was telling him, I was like, do you know the government spent $140 million on coffee in 1 year? And now everybody's finding this out because it's going viral on Twitter, right? Oh, they spend $50 million on condoms. Now they're finding this out. But I was saying this fucking forever ago. Spazzing, bruh. You know, and mind you, if taxes went to a good cause, I wouldn't trip. It wouldn't bother me, but it doesn't. Yeah, I was tripping on dude. And look, so boom. Look, let me tell y'all, because it gets deeper. It gets way deeper. Boom. So, all right. After that, me and her having a combo, and she's like, you can't argue with dad like that. And blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not arguing. I'm just stating my position. That's all. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna suck your dick if you don't what. And I'm like, oh, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing else then. Fuck it. So, but the next day, right? The next day, we pull up. We go to the clubhouse, the country clubhouse, whatever. And you know the golf clubs, the golf courses. They all got like country clubs or whatever. So we go to have breakfast at the country club. Mind you, I'm really from the PJs. I'm from the PJs. I'm not from no country club. So all of this is kind of different. But I can blend. Like I'll slick my hair. I'll get the polo. I can blend. But I'm from the PJs. Like I walk downstairs and it's thundering downstairs. You know what I'm saying? But all right. So this is hilarious. So boom, we get there, right? We chilling. I'm knowing how he rocked because me and him had already had an issue at a taco. We went to a taco place after we went to church, and he didn't let me pay. I was trying to pay. It was like $80. I'm trying to pay. He embarrassing everybody, talking about come back. He told the waitress to come back, took my card off his hand, gave it to me, gave him. This dude tripping. He trying to big dick the big dicker. Nah. So we at the country club. I'm like, this motherfucker gonna want to pay for everything again. I said, I ain't even gonna eat no breakfast. He said, what you want? I take a lemonade. Sat there, boom, lemonade. That's it. And then the check came. I tried to pay. He ain't let me pay. I was like, all right, whatever, bro. But yeah, bro. I said that to say this. My life has been interesting. Bro, I was rogging on the dad, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, she gave me some sloppy, like a lot of sloppy. But she used to love me though. Like we used to really get down anyway. Like we had like a great sex life. But yeah, no, what were we talking about before I started telling y'all this? Cause this was so vivid in my mind. I remember. Yeah, that was so vivid. That was such a vivid time in my mind. But yeah, no, every woman I dated always had some sort of issue, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, I had some good ones that I fucked up, dude. I had some good ones that I fucked up really bad. I'm not gonna lie. But the ones that I always took super serious, they're never were like that good, or maybe they just don't work well under pressure. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. Nah, yeah, the dad was tripping, dog. He embarrassed me. We went to church together. We all go to church. We leave church. Mind you, her brother was a football player. Look, listen. Her brother was a football player in college. I'm talking about like he was one of them. So they used to invite me to go to the private practices and shit. And I used to be like, oh shit, well, I got peoples up there at that college type shit. Like, I'll roll up there and I'll meet y'all. No, I'll pick you up. I'll take you with me. Blah. Bro, I'm a gangster, bro. Like, I'm not. I'm a respectable gentleman. But at the time, I was like, bro, I'm really come from nothing. I'm really making like almost 100 bands a year. Like, I'm really I really slang dick in these hoes. I got all the bitches. I don't like people trying to put me in no kind of box or tell me anything. At the time, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm full-blown retarded. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. You feel me? I was young and dumb. I didn't want to. And we used to clash. And I think that's kind of why he liked me a little. Because me and him used to clash, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But that didn't stop the engagement. The engagement stopped because of other reasons. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I was I guess, I don't know, bro. I was a strong, hard-headed young man. I was hard to deal with. I'll be honest. I'm hard to deal with. I was. I'm no longer. It's because I'm super chill now. But yeah, no, I was, super hard to deal with at the time. Especially, yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I was cheating too. So, like, whatever. All right, let's get back to. Wouldn't it be funny if she sees this shit, dog? That would be fucking hilarious, bro. That would be so hilarious, bro. You know how close I got to being married, bro? You know how close I got to being married? We got the marriage license. We went down to the court. We got the marriage license, everything. All we had to do was mail it off. And then, we were planning our wedding and everything too. So we were going to, do the both. We were going to do the court and then do the church or whatever. But we had to wait because my aunt was going to fly in and shit. And like a whole bunch of families going to fly in from everywhere. So got it in her family too. And she has like Irish family. So they were going to fly in. So we were going to like make it like, it was one of those things and shit. I was this close to being married, brothers. I was this close to being married to a woman with mental issues. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, bro. Looking back now, it's like, bro, what the fuck? And that's like one of my many relationships, many stories I could tell y'all. It's wild, bro. Y'all ain't never been engaged? Y'all niggas ain't never... I guess niggas don't even do that no more, huh? She wouldn't have took me out the game. I was having my way. Bro, I was having my way regardless. I was him. I was having my way. I'm not just talking. I'm dead ass. I was having my way regardless. She wasn't going to take me out the game. I was going to have my way regardless. Trust me. Man, listen. At the time, I don't know if I told you about the neuroscientist that I was dating. She wasn't a neuroscientist yet. She was still studying to be that. Or, she was still, like I was dating her simultaneously. I was dating them simultaneously. And I was dating another shorty at the same time. I just had like a main one that was coming around my family and everything like that. Yeah. And I was having my way regardless. I was going to have my way regardless. I got away with words and I got away with women. I don't know why, but I always have my way with women. Always. Let's continue.
Getting outages or whatever. So what we'll do, guys.
Wait, y'all. Nobody else has been engaged or married in this chat. I just want to know, Michael. You never been engaged or married? Nobody. Nobody has been engaged or married, huh? Is that even a thing anymore? It's not a thing anymore, huh? People don't do that shit no more. That's crazy. That is very crazy, man. Yeah. Bro, you just told me you're like 23. I was your age. I was 23. What you mean? I was living with a shorty when I was like 20, 21. Yeah, because she was with me when I turned 21. I was living with a shorty. She was 25. I was 21. I turned 21. I guess, I don't know. I moved out of my parents' house young, so I lived a lot like faster, I guess you could say. I don't know. I lived a lot faster type shit. And I don't know, bro. I was just doing too much, bro. Looking back at it, I should have been locked in. Yeah, I should have been locked in. Looking back at it, I should have been locked in, bro. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, brother. I don't know what. My only suggestion to y'all is lock in, bro. Don't worry about these women, bro. Don't worry about shit, bro. Just lock in and do your thing, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. The world gets colder and colder as you get older and older, bro. For real, for real. It depends, brother. It depends. I always have my hands in a lot of different things. So first is money. Second of all, I was in charge of a lot of people. I was like a foreman. I was a foreman. So I'm in charge of at the time I'm in charge of 8 guys. And I'm got these projects and shit. And so I'm dogging out 8 guys. This is all right. You want to hear day to day? All right, bet. Let me give you a day to day. I got you. My day would be, I get to the job site. I'm a foreman. I get to the job site, right? Boom. I got to go to a safety meeting and I got to bring the guys to the safety meeting. All the other trades come together. We all get to the safety meeting. Safety meeting's over, and all my guys got to come to my war room. I got a war room inside a construction site. The war room is where I got all my blueprints, all my everything, right? I got material, my blueprints, everything. So then I'll say, yo, y'all two right there, hey, listen, man, go work on this. You go work on that. Y'all go work on this. And then y'all go work on that for me. And then I would go link with the superintendent and the other foreman, and then they would tell me any changes that was happening, because the superintendent, they were owners and builders at the same time. So when they're owners and builders, they do things on the snap. It's not like when they're just builders. When they're just builders, they follow instructions. When they're owners and builders, they'll be like, oh, I don't like that, fix that. I don't like that, change that. That type of shit. No, I'm not an architect. But all right, so I'll go link with them. If everything's cool, I leave. I go to get my breakfast. I'll go have breakfast with my shorty, some shit. You feel me? I'll tell the guys, hey, I'm gonna go do some shit, and then I'll just leave and go have breakfast with my shorty, whatever, one of my shorties or whatever. Swing back, boom. When I swing back, oh, hey, we're running out of this kind of material. Boom, I gotta go order material, do this, do that, the third. And then I might go do some work myself. You feel me? But at the same token, I'll just go grab my clipboard, and I'll go grab my goddamn blueprints, and I go check everybody's work. I'm checking everybody's work. One time I had this one young punk ass bitch ass kid, and I was young, but he was a young punk ass bitch ass like rock band kid who used to be in a rock band and shit. And the superintendent came and he didn't like some shit, and he told me to change it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went to the kid and I said, hey, I need you to go back. Everything that you just did, change it to this. And he was like, what? And I'm like, you didn't hear me? I said, I need you to change it to this. And then he's like, damn, what the fuck type shit. He gave me like attitude. And I'm like, what, you don't like me or something? I said, bro, I went, picture him being right here. Picture this. I said, what, you don't like me or something? This is why I was in charge, because I was just so aggressive. And the guy, the owner, he liked me because I was aggressive. I'm like, what, you don't like me or something? He's like, you know what this dude said, bro? He's like, nah. Bro, I'm like, this little young bitch ass kid, 120 pounder, he's a gangster, bro. I said, oh shit. I'd beat your bitch ass in this goddamn job site, boy. I said, you getting the fuck off my job site, bro. Straight up. I walked away from him. Boom. He get to going to do the work. I said, don't do that now. You out. Boom. I call the owner. I said, hey, listen, bro. Take this motherfucker off my job site for I beat the shit out of him. He got them. What'd he do? Man, listen, this motherfucker looked me in my eye, told me he don't fuck with me. What the fuck? Get this motherfucker out of here. I ain't gonna lie, I respected the kid for standing up to me like that. Because I was wild, bro. And I'm wild disrespectful too. Like, I'm wild. Like, I'm not anymore. I'm a fucking full-blown adult now. You know what I mean? So fully formed frontal cortex or whatever. And I remember they pulled him off the job site, and I knew the job site he was going to because I knew the foreman there. Me and the foreman there grew up together. We went to school together. So I'm like, yo, they send him, what's his name, to your shit? He like, yeah. And that motherfucker was a lot more fucking vicious than I was. And I was like, man, listen, bro, you got to dog his bitch ass. He's like, don't even worry about it. As soon as he get to this bitch, we gonna have him digging trenches. I'm like, fuck yeah, make him dig. Man, they made that boy dig until he quit the job, bro. They made that boy dig until he quit the fucking job, dog. That boy dig for about 2 weeks. He said his hands was hurting. He ain't came back. Hey, I was a vicious motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was a shithead when I was younger, bro. I was a shithead, bro. Straight the fuck up, but I was like that, bro. Hey, cause look, he playing with me. He know bro. You see how I'm running. First of all, I protect my guys by all means, but I need my guys to have my back. And by having my back, you got to do what I say. Because if you do what I say, I could protect us and I could protect you. You got to think. Yeah, I was smoking. Fuck yeah, I'm smoking a half a pack a day. I was smoking a half a pack a day. But you know what? I got cool with one of the dudes that used to work with me. I got cool with him one time. I saw him out, And I invited him over to my spot for an after party. I had a bunch of girls coming over, and then he's the homie. So I'm like, pull up, bro. And I got cool with him. And you know what he told me? He's like, bro, I used to think you was on coke all the time, bro. Every time you hop out your truck, you yelling and this and that and the third. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just active. I'm trying to get y'all boys hype. I'm trying to get y'all boys engaged. And I want y'all to know that, like, I got y'all boys back, but y'all got to do what I say. If not, I can't have y'all boys back. You see what I'm saying? And I'm kind of a shit boss, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm the best boss, but I'm the shit boss too, because I don't like mediocre shit, bro. Don't be mediocre, bro. If you I'm not gonna accept mediocre shit from nobody. I'm not down to lose. I'm not down to none of that shit, bro. And till this day, the owner calls me, bro. He wants me back, bro. To this day, bro. To this day. He'd be like, bro, whenever you want to come back, bro, you come back to the state, bro. You blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I don't want to do that, bro. I really don't, bro. I really don't. I'm a hard boss, bro. I like shit today. I like shit right now. I like shit quick. I don't play, bro. I don't fuck around, bro. But yeah, I was smoking, bro. Yeah, I'm smoking. Fuck yeah, I was smoking a half a pack. I was drinking. I'm juggling hoes, smoking, drinking, juggling hoes, doing everything you can think of. But I'm hitting the gym hard as fuck. And I'm 6-packed out. Goddamn, all that. And I'm fucking the shorties. I'm fucking the shorties at the job site. Dead homies, I'm fucking them, bro. Not the one. No, I ain't had no shorties work for me though. I ain't had no shorties work for me. But if you ever been on a big construction job site, you'll have painters and you'll have the girl, the cleaner. The cleaners are always girls. The finishers are always girls, and some of the painters will be girls. Yeah, dude. I remember one time I had this one shorty, right? I had got her number and shit, type shit. And I'm texting her and I said, hey, meet me in and we texting kind of explicit. So I'm like, you playing like I don't play. You playing like you feel me? I straight. So I said, meet me in a no, not porta party. Only certain people get keys to the electrical rooms because the electrical rooms must remain shut. So I had a key to the electrical room. So I was like, meet me in H building and on the 3rd floor. Boom. Go in the electrical room. I'm just in no condom, nothing. I wasn't thinking. I'm not bringing condoms to the job. No, it was just spontaneous. No cap, bro. No cap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was cheating, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was cheating, bro. I ain't gonna lie. What you mean that's one thing you couldn't do? No condom? Bro, it happens, bro. It happens, bro. It's happened to me many times, bro. I'm just glad I never caught anything. I'm glad I never. Well, no, I lie. I caught chlamydia 2 times. Yeah, just 2 times. No, brother, no. My days are not like that at all. My days are not like that at all. Only when I want them to be. Only when I want to have. Oh, dude, I used to fuck girls I worked with all the time. But technically, I wasn't working with them. Technically, they're just working on the same project that I'm working on. No, my days are not like that at all, bro. I'm very focused on this content stuff. And not only that, I got other stuff going on too. So I got to do all the other stuff I got going on. I got a little bit more responsibilities now. And I be focused on this content stuff. It's so fun. So like I'll be thinking of titles. I'll be doing my own thumbnails. I do my own descriptions. I do my own research on stuff. And I be planning out my lives and shit like that. I be trying to, at least for the most part. Sometimes I can't. And I also go to the gym a lot now, like, and I box a lot now. So like I'll be focused on stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, I'll fuck a shorty like here and there, like I fucked a shorty Saturday. Was that Saturday? Yeah, that was Saturday. It's not like I used to be where I used to literally like all the time. Not like that no more. And plus I'm older, so like now I'm looking for something a little more stable, more serious. So I wanna become a man that can be more serious. Cause you can't be a man that's not serious and attract a serious relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna be a man that's a little more serious but I want to date a woman on my terms fully. And now that I'm a bit older, they're super down for that. But then they always have some sort of quality that disqualifies them. So I'm trying to siphon through them and see which one, you know what I mean? So I'm like, last month I was fucking with this one shorty kind of consistently. I cut her off because she's weird. And, now I'm with another one and shit. And then I just recently met another one, and she's cool. She's like an accountant, and but I just went on her Instagram and she got a bunch of feet pictures, and then she told me she used to be a feet model. So now I'm kind of doubting that, you know what I mean? I don't know, bro. Dating is tougher when you want to be serious. Speaking of that, it's tougher when you want to be serious, bro. Dating, when you just fucking around, it's easy. That's nothing. But like when you want to actually find a person, because I was in a relationship for like 2+ years. What ethnicities you mainly go for? I don't care. I never cared, bro. I never cared. I go for every ethnicity. I never cared. I just don't like Asian women. I don't like Asian women because they tend to be shorter, and I don't want to have short kids. But I've had Asian women in my life. But what was I saying? Damn, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, dating gets harder when you get older because it's just harder to find. You start to get a lot more picky, and it's hard to find somebody to like lock in with that you are like you value more like that. Yeah, I don't want short kids, but I don't care. Like I know black women get a bad rep. Listen, some of the black women I've dated, bro, amazing, bro. The only thing is sometimes they are a little more volatile. I will admit that. Sometimes they are a little more volatile, but like I dated a Colombian chick, she was super volatile. So how did you always have your way with joints so easy like that? Maybe. No, times have not changed. Actually, times are easier now. It's so much easier to get boxed. Today, listen, look. So look, I'm walking out of Aldi's. This how my life is though. I'm gonna put you on a little bit. I'm walking out of Aldi's because I bought groceries. I like to cook my own food. That way I can track my macros a little, and you feel me? You feel me? I'm trying to get back in like fire shape. You know about my accident, so I lost a lot of muscle, and I'm getting back in my fire shape. But all right, I feel a lot better now. But by the way, so today I'm walking out of Aldi's, and there's this baddie thing coming in, bro. Blue eye, black hair, the little shorts that go in her ass, and I see her coming in, so I step back because I'm walking out. I could have mobbed out, but instead I stepped back and I let her come in. And when I let her come in, she looked at me and like smiled from ear to ear. She's so sexy too, bro. And she was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Ladies first, of course." But in my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm going live at 8:30. I gotta not be late with that. I gotta go make this food. Then I gotta go to the gym. I gotta make sure I take the dog out. Blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking so much shit that when I said that, she stopped and she looked at me and she said, "What'd you say?" And smiled even harder. And I was like, I said, "Ladies first, of course." And I laughed with her. And that was her way of saying, "No, talk to me, motherfucker." And in my head, that shit kind of slipped by. And when I got out to my truck, I was like, "Yo, I was supposed to get her number. I fucked up. What the fuck?" I fucked up, bro. And she was fine as fuck, bro. Nice and tall, probably like a good 5'9", 5'10", some shit like that. Pretty long legs, ass in shape. It looked like she goes to the gym. She got the gym pants on. It looked like she go to the gym. The ass looked nice and round. Pretty smile. I think she was either Spanish mixed with white or just all white. Probably Spanish though. Probably Spanish mixed with white. Probably. Yeah. How did I have my ways? Oh man, that's I never gave a fuck, I think, and that's big. And that's one thing that people have a struggle with today. You got to think, I didn't grow up with these. Like we got these. I got into phones probably when I was about I don't know, bro. Probably teenager, probably late teenager, some shit like that. Teenager, late teenager. I started with the phones. So the phones feed you so much information that your brain, you're never present in the moment. So you're always thinking 1,000 things when you're dealing with people, even just people, you're always thinking 1,000 things. So you never stop to realize things. Like I see people walking around, they're always walking around with their head down. Or if you talk to them, they're startled because they weren't expecting to talk. They were having a long, massive conversation in their brain. To get the shorties, you gotta stop, relax, bring the fucking heart rate down, relax yourself. And then once you realize that, you'll look at everybody and say, oh, no one has anything figured out here. Everyone here is trying just like I'm trying. And then everything becomes kind of comical to you in a sense. And now everyone is kind of a part of your show and you're the fucking main protagonist. You get what I'm saying? Trust me. Actually, I saw something on Twitter like that where a guy was like walking around just saying random shit to people and everybody was kind of thrown off. And I'm like, look at these people. They're all in their heads and he's living in the moment. So number one thing is live in the moment, bro. That's the number one thing. Stop. Do your breathing exercises. Relax. Realize that most people don't got it figured out. Most people are just as fucking riled up as you would be if you don't relax. And then take control and become that main protagonist, right? And when you become that main protagonist, you'll start talking different. You start treating people differently. You'll start responding differently. And then you got to be witty and fast, right? Because women will send you choosing signals, right? If you're well presented, all right? I'm not going to say it if you're anybody. You got to be well presented. You got to be clean cut, get your hair cut, got to smell good, got to be in the gym, got to have some veins in your arms, all of that. You know, if you're not that, work on that first. But if you are that, you'll see choosing signals. Women have choosing signals. You can make them laugh indirectly. You can joke with the cash register and the girl behind you hear it, and now you got her laughing. You feel me? Now you're the main attraction there, wherever it is the fuck you're at. You get what I'm trying to say? Always think of opportunities and you'll see them. But if you're always thinking about a million other things, you won't see the opportunities. So I was like that, bro. I'm catching it. If they're giving me eyes, I'm catching it. If they're giving me vibes, I'm catching it. And if I'm in the vibe or in the mood, then I'll attack. And when I was younger, I always attack. Always. That's another thing. It's a numbers game, brother. I'm attacking everything. Word. I'm attacking everything. I wouldn't give a fuck. But yeah, I was dating this one Colombian joint and she tried to put sugar in my gas tank. But at the time I had a Mercedes Benz. So the stupid bitch didn't know that when you lock the doors on the Mercedes Benz, it locks your gas thing. So she's outside my house struggling, trying to get that shit open with her long ass nails. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get away from my car, ain't no telling what the fuck gonna happen to you. Spanish women are more volatile sometimes than black women. So I don't know why black women get a bad rep. You know, I just don't like women that never had a male figure in their life. Those type of women are just not really it, bro. They're not it. They have no respect. They have no. But you can fuck them though. You can fuck them. I mean, it's cool, but they not it though. For real, for real. Any more questions before we continue with our reactions? He said, "How I always got the joints easy." That's a good question, bro. Another thing is, invest in your smile, man. That's the first thing they see. Invest in your smile, man. If you got nice straight teeth, make sure they're white. Invest in your smile. It's the first thing they see, bro. And smell good. You got to smell good. Always smell good. Always. All right. Let's get back to the reactor, man. Where we at with it? Where we at? Speaking of dating, y'all want to watch Pop the Balloon? Should we watch Pop the Balloon or not? I feel like Pop the Balloon kind of shows you a little why dudes don't get bitches sometimes, you can kind of see the way they act, and it just shows, bruh. No, not really, bro. I get like a little. Nah, not really. I can't grow a beard. Not really. It's like whatever. It's like a nice shadow. I get like a nice shadow now that I'm older. But as I was younger, I didn't even have hair on my legs like that, bro. I'm not a hairy person, so you feel me? If I had a beard, I'd be OP. I'd be OP with a beard, bro. I'd be super OP. I'd be Drake level with a beard. Straight up. Straight up. I think another thing is, bro, like I think people fail to realize like how important it is to have a mother and a father, right? When you have a mother and a father, your dad gives you all your toughness, and then your mom gives you all your confidence. Cause your mom tells you things like, you can do anything you want, baby. Or you're so handsome, you're so this, and hearing all of this, it gives you that extra confidence that you take out into the world. Like even to this day, like a bitch can't tell me nothing, bro. A bitch can't tell me nothing. To this day, like, you know, I get all my confidence from my mother. My mother gave me so much goddamn confidence, bro. I look young, I feel like. Don't get me wrong, I bag them. That's what I want. It's not as easy. There isn't enough quantity. Bro, numbers game. When you're in abundance, you attract more. Numbers game, first off. Second of all, don't worry about being young. Like, if you a joint, it doesn't matter if you're young. It doesn't matter. Like, you can be a joint. You can have a 30-year-old, 35-year-old still. The way your mind gotta work is they gotta be lucky they can have you type shit. Like, that's how I look at life, bro. Like, word. I'm like, bitch, if I take one step into, you don't see how I talk to bitches on the phone? You don't see how I talk to bitches? I talk to them like I'm blessing them. Straight up. Hold on one second. You might have missed the beginning of the stream. Y'all might have missed the beginning of the stream. Hold on one second. Let me show y'all this. I was on the phone with a shorty, the beginning of my stream. It's kind of weird reacting to me, but this was earlier. I was on the phone with a shorty. Where's my phone at? Yeah, hold on. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, I got a few yes or no questions for you. Just yes or no. All right? No explanation, no nothing. Just yes or no. All right? Are you ready?
What is it?
It was yes or no. You already fucked up on the first question. All right, are you ready? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you ready? Okay.
See.
You busy right now?
Yeah, I'm like.
I said no explanation. You listen. You don't listen, bruh. That's your problem. See, you gotta talk to them like you blessing them. And if you do, but you also gotta back it up. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta back it up. You gotta talk to them like you're blessing them, but you gotta back it up. Like the way I think about it is like if I step into this bitch's life, I'm him. So what up, Matt? Big ups to Matt. If I step into a woman's life, I'm him, right? So like she's getting a lot of perks she's getting a lot of perks, bro. She gets I'm the bodyguard. I'm the guy. I'm intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I do the counterintelligence. Like that's how I look at it. So like I'm blessing her. So like when you treat them like that, it's different than what they're used to, and they like that. You feel me? Now when you're qualifying yourself to them, then they treat you like they got like the carrot in front of your face, and you're just chasing it. So it's a different dynamic. So yeah, that's kind of how I deal with women. And also always go for the women that like you more. The ones that you like more, it never really works like that, bro. Always go for the ones that like you more. Make your life easier. It don't matter if you look young, dog. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. That's all in your head. That's a fear you've created in your own mind. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. A lot of that shit be fear that we create in our own minds. Wait, what is this? Fresh's new podcast is a huge failure.
So I'm pretty sure by now we can all agree that Walter Goomba is terrible at his job, which is podcasting. The basics of podcasting is having good communication skills, and Fresh doesn't even have that. Fresh is so bad at talking. He's the reason I stopped watching Fresh and Phil live, because I can't skip the parts where he talks. Listening to Fresh talking is literally torture. It's like God designed Fresh not to talk. In an ideal world, Fresh would be a mime. If Walter the Goomba was the mime of Fresh and Fit, then in that case, he deserves to get 50%. If I were Myron, I'm getting Fresh a mime costume, put his ass in the background, and let him do his thing. That's when I give him the 50% of my revenue. Fresh does not belong in a co-host seat on any podcast. Fresh talking on a mic.
Yo, this guy has a whole channel hating on Fresh, and he gets 20,000 views a video. Ain't that some shit, bro? Yo. Yo, how the fuck this dude just has a channel where he doesn't show his face and all he does is hate on Fresh, and the motherfucker gets 30K. 30K on this shit. 30 fucking K. Now, I made one video talking about Fresh and I got 15K. But he got double that. Let's watch, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That shit is funny, though.
Mike is a crime. If you listen to Fresh talking nonstop for 15 minutes, I can guarantee you're losing at least 2 points from your IQ. Most Fresh and Fit fans don't like Fresh because they are smart enough to know that listening to Fresh will make them dumb. But let me tell you guys this, there are many victims of Walter the Goomba. There's some people out there, honestly not that many, who lost more than 30 IQ points listening to Fresh, and now they are stuck in the Fresh's fan base. Imagine being a fan of Fresh. If you admit...
Yo, what the fuck? He just posted a random ass dude with a big ass nose on here.
Brutality.
I just had I slobbed, bro.
You're a fan of Fresh. You're literally saying that you're mentally ill. Only the mentally ill could find Fresh likable. But thank God there are just a few retards out there that watch Fresh and Fit. Because Walter the Goomba finally decided to take a risk and start his own podcast, and it's not looking good at all. It's looking really, really bad for Fresh. If Myron and Fresh ever fall out, Fresh might as well just start sucking dick for profit. Because it's not looking good at all without Myron.
Whoa.
And the worst part is, it's not even his own podcast. His co-host is this guy named Gary the Numbers Guy, who has more fans than Fresh. So when they started stream, they started on both of their channels, Fresh and Gary's channel. And when we compare their views, Gary is shitting on Fresh. People are watching this podcast for Gary, not Fresh. And all Gary talks about is numerology.
Yo, when did he become a locale like this? I didn't know he was this big of a locale till I posted my video where, he backed out of the fight with Sneeko, and suddenly that shit went up. Bro, I got like 70 subs off that video. Easy or more. That shit just went up. I was like, what the? Between that and the Pop the Balloon videos, I got like 300 subs in like 2 days. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? What is this? I'm looking at what the... Bro, 1,000 videos, 1,000 comments just saying, fuck, dude. 1,000 comments just saying how much they hate Fresh. I didn't know the guy was this hated. I still don't even know why the guy is this hated. I understand why they dislike him. You feel me? Thanks. I appreciate that. I understand why they dislike dude. But Bro, they're having full-blown arguments in these comments about dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is he the low-tier god of the red pill? Like, what the fuck? That shit is crazy. But I guess people were excited to see that fight, and then he backed out. He backed out of that fight, you know? Just like other boy backed out of the fight, which I'm not gonna, you know? Hey, there was an offer made, Matt. There was an offer made. Yeah, old buddy decided not to take the offer. I'm done speaking on certain people because clearly they're cowards, and I'm not gonna say names. There was an offer made. There was an offer made. A good offer. A good offer made. And he decided to back out. He decided to back out of that thing, bro. I ain't gonna say nothing about nothing, though. I ain't gonna lie, though. Like, word. Word. He didn't want that.
Brutality.
He didn't want that. All right, let's continue. Yeah, bro, I guess Fresh just became a fucking locale overnight, huh?
If you watch an entire episode of that podcast, which
I want to tell y'all so bad what I know. Let's just say I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that did the, hey, we got an offer for you. We got these names you could pick from. No. This is the big dog. This is the big dog. We got these names, and we got this offer. And he got offered a good chunk of change for a fight, a good chunk of change. I ain't talking about no bullshit. A good chunk of change. It wasn't 6 figures, but it was a good chunk of change. And he pussied out. Straight up, he pussied out. I was ready. I'm ready. And man, they don't even gotta give me what they were gonna give him. They don't even gotta give me that. They could have gave me a third of that, and I would have been cool. I'm cool with that. Give me that. For what? I get punched on all the time. I'll do it. And I doubt he gonna punch on me. I'm sure I would punch on him. Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. Just know there was an offer made, and he declined, bro. He'll talk about it. I'm sure he'll talk about it on his thing. He'll talk about it. Trust. Supposedly he's above it. He's above it. Supposedly. Let's get back to it. I'm on my last strike, guys. I don't want to get struck down. I ain't saying nothing crazy. We cool. I just, actually, I'm not on my last strike no more. We got that strike reversed. We good. There was an offer made. And he declined it, bruh. And with that offer, he could have went and bought himself a gold Rolex with a Jubilee band. It was an offer. It was a good offer, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Something I can do. Even with me trying to make this video, I cannot watch a whole episode of that podcast. Honestly, if Fresh wasn't there, I probably would. It's just the fact that Fresh talks sometimes. Fresh barely talks on his podcast. It's like he's the co-host of his own podcast.
I'm sure he'll talk about it on his thing. I'm sure he'll go and talk about it and say why he declined, or if he declined, or that he's above it. Maybe he probably say he's above it. That's what he's gonna say. But there was an offer made, bruh, and that offer could have paid his mortgage for a lot of months.
8:28 a.m. in California.
Yo, so we have 2 28s who are born in the monkey years. You notice the 28s got the money? They're the one donating?
Bro.
You notice that? So 28 is the number of wealth. And here's how you know this, okay?
This guy is schizophrenic, huh? Always talking about numbers.
The Torah, Talmud, this is Quran, anything that damn I just educated you more than anything you're learning in the goddamn Quran, anything in the damn Bible, anything in the Torah, Talmud. This is real. You can look back and you can check all the stats. This is all real. All that stuff is make-believe, or maybe it's real, but you can't prove it. You can't prove it. I got 2 Christians here, okay? They believe. Here's the thing. I will tell them every single time. they cannot produce a shred of evidence that could stand up in the court of law that Jesus existed or he's real.
What?
But
Wait,
hold on.
That's false. That's false. That's so false. There's a bunch of people who witnessed the resurrection. This guy is crazy. This guy's nuts. What the fuck is he talking about? A shred of evidence. Yeah, he's in the Quran. But the resurrection was witnessed by a bunch of people. There's testimony. So many people that witnessed it. So many people that witnessed the crucifixion too. Like, what is he talking about, bro?
Hold up. But I can't produce.
This clip alone tells me that this is Gary's podcast, not Fresh. He's out here shutting up Fresh in his own podcast. He might as well just name this the Numerology Podcast. Because 60% of the podcast is just numerology. The reality is nobody gives a fuck what Fresh has to say about anything. Like, nobody want to hear Fresh.
And you got to think of all those people that just got beheaded because they would not deny the fact that, you know, God resurrected after 3 days. All those people that all they had to do was say, nah, it didn't happen. Instead, they were like, no, it happened. And they got beheaded. You think a motherfucker gonna get beheaded over some shit they lying about? You think a motherfucker gonna say, nah, you know what? Fuck it, man. Behead me, bro. I'm just capping, though. No. He is full of shit.
Fresh talks.
Bro, nigga, like, this is just the truth. But to them, the truth is bad, so.
That shit Disney censored.
It is, bro.
Yo, you people in the chat are like fucking fucked up, man. You be talking some bullshit. Yo, Fresh. Why they keep calling you a Goomba? I don't.
Shout out to Jalen Zavi and RSP. I don't know about Jalen, but RSP is one of my subscribers. And he had to let this Goomba know what he is. He's a retarded Goomba.
Oh, off of Mario. That's funny.
What the?
Think about this. Oh, for Mario. That's funny. You can hear in his voice that Goomba actually hurt him. Because usually they call him Pug. I'm pretty sure I'm the first one to ever call him a Goomba. So that's new to him.
Oh my God. They on his neck harder than that. Bro, what the fuck? Yo, now is he the newest locale now? This guy is a hell of a draw. This guy is a hell of a draw. Bro, this video has 30,000 views. My video has... I made one video about this dude. No, I didn't. I made more than one. But the last video I made about this dude... Let me see. I'll tell you what it's sitting at right now. 15,000 views. 15,600 views. A shit ton of subs. That's wild, man. That is so wild, man.
And he does look like a Goomba. That's why it hurts. And isn't it funny that his co-host, who doesn't know what a Goomba is laughing at Fresh. And you can hear the guy in the back crying, laughing. Because he knows he actually looks like a Goomba.
I appreciate content. Because, listen, I got a lot of haters. I understand what it is. And even though I get hate like a Goomba or a Pug, you know what's funny about content and being a creator? It's going to come no matter who you are. You could be the Chad, the Tyrone, the Aladdin.
Gary is not taking him seriously. He's laughing at him, bro.
Of your world, bro. But online, they can diss you somewhere or another. So to me, it's like, bro, it's part of the game. I play the game. And this is
You play it better than most.
This is a natural effect of being a part of the game. So it is what it is, bro.
The thing is, Walter the Goomba, you have more haters than fans. Nobody likes you. Everyone hates you. Usually there's 50-50 or more fans than haters. You have no fans, but you surely have plenty haters, and I'm one of them. I am fighting for that title, Fresh's biggest hater in the world. If it wasn't for Myron, Fresh would be a nobody, bro. Nobody would know who you are. You would be a broke-ass Goomba. Fresh, if I were you, if I was stuttering and I had a terrible personality, no charisma, stupid as fuck, you know what I would...
Yo, I see why they watch this video, bro. Yeah, this dude is funny as fuck, bro. He roasts the shit out of him, bro. I see why they watch him, bro.
I would admit that I'm a nobody without Myron. The least you can do is admit it. If you were humble about that, that would make you more likable. But instead, you want to boast about something that you did not achieve. Myron made you, and you know that. Admit it. Like the video and subscribe if you think.
Oh, I'm muted. So this guy just makes content pretty much hating on Fresh and it goes up like crazy. His oldest video was 8 months ago. But he recently started dropping. But he drops like every couple of weeks though. I'm not gonna lie, that's a hell of a gig. You just make videos hating on Fresh and just getting 30,000 views. Pretty fucking lit, not gonna lie to you. Oh, they got after hours with the girls? I'm not trying to watch no after hours with the girls, man. They just gonna say dumb shit. I don't want to hear no hoes say dumb ass shit, bro. Straight up. That's some wild ass shit, man. It's Carmelo with a K, huh? Video exposed. There's a video. There's actual video of the Carmelo incident. Damn, I wish they would show that. Oh, this is what most likely happened?
On a bright April morning in 2025, a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas turned into a scene of tragedy. Two 17-year-old students, Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, crossed paths under a team tent at the district meet. An argument over a seating spot erupted, and within seconds it escalated into a fatal confrontation. By the end of that morning, Austin lay mortally wounded from a stab wound to the chest, and Carmelo was in police custody, accused of murder. This true crime story isn't about hardened criminals, but about two teenagers and a split-second decision that ended one life and forever altered another. What happened that day at the track?
It's extremely sad, man. It's two kids, man. Two kids. A good fist fight would have been good. Would have been done after. Look what it turned into. A tragedy. It's crazy, man. Every time I see this, it's just incredibly sad.
And how did a routine school event descend into violence? Welcome to Bad Things. This episode will examine the incident with a measured, factual approach and try to determine the most likely cause to why Carmelo Anthony killed Austin Metcalf. Background: Austin Metcalf. Austin was a 17-year-old junior at Frisco Memorial High School. And
so I guess this guy did like a full-blown documentary on this thing already. And this just happened like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. This guy's thorough, huh?
A talented multi-sport athlete. Known as an honor student with a 4.0 GPA, he was recently voted his football team's most valuable player. At 6 feet tall and a star linebacker, Austin dreamed of playing college football and had drawn interest from schools for his athletic and academic prowess. He was also a member of the school's track and field team, competing at the meet that day.
Just an athlete
Beyond
all
statistics,
around.
Friends and family remembered Austin as a bright young man with a great future ahead of him. A leader of men, whose smile could light up the room, in the words of his father, Jeff. Austin had a twin brother, Hunter, who was equally close to him. The pair were inseparable, having been born only 2 minutes apart. Together, the Metcalf brothers shared a bond through sports and family. They had even gone on a hunting trip with their dad the weekend before the tragedy.
That's so sad for the twin brother. That's his twin brother that got, that passed away in front of him. That's like some traumatizing stuff, man. That's beyond traumatizing stuff. That'll just throw your whole life off path.
Making memories that would become all the more precious after that fateful day. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo, no relation to the NBA player of a similar name, is also 17 and was a student athlete attending Frisco Centennial High School. Like Austin, he was active in sports. In fact, Carmelo played as a free safety on his school's football team and was said to have received some interest from colleges, mostly Division III, for his athletic talents.
Okay.
Academically, family members describe Carmelo as an A student, 3.7 GPA, who even juggled
Wow.
2 part-time jobs, painting a picture of a hard-working teen. Those who know him assert that he's not what they're making him out to be in media narratives, and that he had never met Austin prior to the day of the incident. Carmelo's family has emphasized...
So this a kid you never met. This is a kid you never met, and suddenly you guys just had this back and forth with words, and it turned fatal. That's strange. It's strange. I'm not gonna lie. It almost seems like there's something missing there. It's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to wrap my mind around that. Just an argument turned fatal with the person you never met, who you didn't have disdain for because you don't know them. Y'all don't know each other. This is that's strange. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to believe almost.
Their faith and requested compassion, expressing sympathy for Austin's family, while also defending Carmelo's character. Everyone has already made their assumptions about my son, but he was not the aggressor, one of Carmelo's parents told the reporter, stressing that this tragedy has devastated both families. It's clear that in many ways, Carmelo was a typical high schooler with college aspirations, now thrust into a very untypical and grim situation. The backdrop for this incident was a UIL District 11 5A championship track meet at Kuykendall Stadium in Frisco. The meet brought together athletes from multiple high schools in the area. Each school's team had its own area or tent on the sidelines for students to gather between events. It was around 10 a.m. on April 2nd, 2025, a Wednesday, when crowds of teenagers, coaches, and some parents were present to compete and cheer. The atmosphere, initially filled with the usual excitement and nerves of a scholastic sports event, would soon turn chaotic and horrifying. Importantly, Austin and...
That's the problem I'm having with the whole self-defense narrative. It's a school-sponsored event. It's such a big event filled with people. Come on. There's adults there that could have been spoken to about this if there was an issue of some sort. And if you were underneath somebody else's tent, you're kind of out of pocket there a little bit. Let's continue, though.
Carmelo came from different schools, Memorial and Centennial, respectively, and by all accounts, did not know each other personally before that day. They only converged by chance because Carmelo was in or near the tent designated for Austin's team, setting the stage for the confrontation. No one present could have imagined that a minor turf disagreement in the middle of a friendly track meet would escalate to lethal violence. Timeline of the day's events. Morning of April 2nd, 2025. The track meet begins.
This was in the morning
Students
time?
arrive at Kuykendall Stadium early for the district track meet. Austin, accompanied by his twin brother Hunter and fellow Memorial High teammates, set up under the Memorial team's tent on the field. Carmelo was present with Centennial High's track contingent, wearing a Centennial tracksuit according to witnesses. Sometime around mid-morning, possibly close to 10 a.m., Carmelo ended up under or near the Memorial team's tent, seeking shade or a place to sit. This did not go unnoticed. Witnesses recall that members of the Memorial team, including Austin and Hunter, questioned why Carmelo was in their area instead of his own school's section. "Who are you?" someone asked.
That's a good question.
Carmelo
That's a good question. Why was he in his own section? That's a good question.
replied, "I'm Mello," using his nickname. The Memorial students then told him, in essence, that you're in the wrong spot. You need to go sit with your team, as Austin's father later explained. What began as a simple request for Carmelo to move to his school's area soon escalated into an argument. Confrontation under the tent. Rather than moving away immediately, Carmelo responded confrontationally. According to a probable cause affidavit compiled from multiple eyewitnesses, Austin asked Carmelo to move from under the Memorial tent and in response Carmelo reached into his backpack and issued a warning. "Touch me and see what happens." Those words, chilling in hindsight, indicated that Carmelo was prepared to retaliate.
Okay, all right. This is sounding a little bit biased now. No one responds to a, "Hey, can you please move," with a "touch me and see what happens." More than likely, Austin said he was gonna touch him up. He was like, "Hey man, you better get from over here," or something like that. It couldn't have been that cordial, because I doubt you're gonna respond to a cordial, "Hey, could you please move," with a "touch me and see what happens." That doesn't really happen. I doubt it. These are two 17-year-old high school kids who are academically inclined and they perform well in school. These are not thugs.
If anyone put hands on him. At that moment, tension spiked among the small group of teens. Austin, described as a natural leader, likely felt responsible for maintaining his team's space and enforcing the request. He physically touched or tapped Carmelo, perhaps to guide him out of the tent or assertively signal that he needed to leave. Carmelo did not back down. Instead, he allegedly challenged Austin further, effectively daring him. He told Austin to punch him and see what happens next. The situation was spiraling rapidly from verbal to physical.
I highly doubt, once again, there was a, "Hey, could you please move?" and then he said, "Punch me then." I doubt that. More than likely, he said he was gonna punch him. More than likely, he was like, "You better get from over here before I beat your ass," or something like that. More than likely, but we don't know though. But let's make it make sense at least, because it doesn't make sense for you to say something cordial and somebody to react that way.
Physical. In the next moments, Austin moved as if to forcibly push or escort Carmelo away from the tent area when suddenly Carmelo pulled out a knife from his backpack. A 30-second struggle turns deadly. What ensued was brief and tragic. Multiple witnesses reported that within seconds of the initial contact, Carmelo lunged with the knife and stabbed Austin in the chest. The entire altercation, from the first words to the stabbing, lasted less than 30 seconds, according to the affidavit, and this version of events was corroborated by several eyewitnesses on the field. Coaches and students...
That's the saddest part. 30 seconds. 30-second argument over bull, over nothing, over a seat. Over nothing, literally. Altered the life of both of these two young men. Ended the life of one of the young men. It's just sad. It's tragic. Honestly. Awful, man. Awful stuff.
Nearby, watched in shock as Austin staggered after the single devastating blow. The knife had pierced his heart, according to later statements by his father. Carmelo then fled a short distance from the tent amidst the commotion, dropping or concealing the knife as people began to realize what had happened. At approximately 10 a.m., 911 calls summoned police and paramedics to an incident at the stadium. Immediate aftermath. Help arrives. Coaches from various schools, athletic trainers and bystanders rushed to Austin's aid within moments. Several Frisco ISD coaches encircled Austin as he collapsed, and trainers began CPR and other life-saving measures to try to stem the bleeding. In a heart-wrenching scene, Austin's twin brother Hunter was at his side. Hunter witnessed the attack and immediately pressed his hands over Austin's wound, desperately attempting to stop the bleeding. As Hunter cradled his brother, Austin gasped for help and then went still. According to the family, Austin grabbed his chest and fell
That's so fucked up, man. Wow. Damn, I just knocked over the light, man. That's so messed up, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That man. Every time I see anything about this, it saddens me, man. That's so messed up. His brother had to watch him die, bleed out right there. That's just so messed up, man.
Into Hunter's arms, losing consciousness within seconds. Hunter later recalled through tears, "I looked at my brother and I tried to help him, but there was only so much a teenager could do in that moment." In those frightening minutes, the track meet came to an abrupt halt as students and teachers realized a terrible violence had occurred. Some stood shocked, others screamed or ran to find help. Police encounter with Carmelo. Frisco police officers arrived on the scene swiftly after the emergency calls. They found chaos on the field. A gravely injured student being tended to, and many distraught witnesses. Officers quickly located Carmelo, who had distanced himself from the immediate area of the stabbing, but had not left the stadium. A witness had pointed out a bloodied knife on the ground, which police secured as evidence, covering it with a tarp. Officers confronted Carmelo at gunpoint, ordering him to put his hands up. At that point, Carmelo did not resist arrest. In fact, as the first officer approached him, Carmelo shouted a startling phrase. "I was protecting myself." This was his spontaneous claim.
Okay, this is what everyone's having problems with, right? You're you in the wrong area, for one. For two, you were able to run away right after the incident happened. So that means you could have ran away before the incident happened. For three, there's adults there. So there's adults you could go speak to about this incident. Now, was Austin in the wrong for putting his hands on you? I agree. But the retaliation was too much. The retaliation was way too much, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. My heart goes out to both the families, by the way. I'm just commenting on what I see. But let's continue.
That he had acted in self-defense. The officer carefully took Carmelo into custody, and while doing so referred to him as an alleged suspect in the stabbing. In response, Carmelo apparently blurted out a confession. "I'm not alleged. I did it," he said, according to the police affidavit. The exchange was brief but telling, as Carmelo both admitted to the stabbing
a bold statement
and attempted to justify it in the same breath. As officers escorted him off the field, Carmelo became emotional. He reportedly continued to defend his actions, saying, "He put his hands on me. I told him not to." At one point, Carmelo even asked police, could this be considered self-defense? These words, later documented in the affidavit, show that mere minutes after the incident, the 17-year-old was already grappling with the reality of what he had done and a possible justification for it. Meanwhile, paramedics rushed Austin to a local hospital. Hunter and other family members followed behind, praying for a miracle. But despite advanced medical interventions, including CPR en route and even the administration of blood by first responders at the scene, Austin could not be saved.
That's so sad.
He was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital.
God rest his soul, man. That's such a sad, tragic event, man. Not gonna lie, I can't see a self-defense with this one. I don't see a self-defense with this one. I don't think he'll get it. I think he'll get some sort of manslaughter. He won't get a murder one, but yeah, he's gonna get some sort of manslaughter for this, for sure.
A fact that would send waves of grief through the community. Theories. What led to the stabbing? Investigators and the community have worked to understand why this altercation turned deadly so quickly. Several theories and perspectives have emerged based on witness statements, the suspect's account, and broader discussions in the aftermath. We will explore these interpretations,
That's the
keeping
thing.
them
There's
within
no
the bounds of
motive.
known evidence.
There's really no motive. It was technically like a random act of violence, pretty much. I don't know. I can't see any motive unless they had a prior history, but if they didn't know each other, then he didn't go there with the intention of doing that to nobody, but he went there with a weapon. Who knows, man?
And try avoiding unwarranted speculation. Theory 1. Self-defense in a sudden fight. This is the narrative Carmelo Anthony himself put forward from the moment he was apprehended. According to this theory, Carmelo felt threatened and acted to protect himself. Supporters of this view point out that Carmelo was outnumbered, being in another team's area, when confronted by Austin and possibly...
Yeah, but the issue with that is no one else put their hands on him. According to what I've seen, I don't know. No one else put their hands on you, so you can't really... I mean, you could say you felt threatened, but it would have to be for you to be defending yourself from a lynching or a jumping or whatever you want to call it. Multiple people would have to put their hands on you. So
other memorial athletes. It's alleged that Austin initiated physical contact. He put his hands on Carmelo after Carmelo refused to move. Carmelo's family and attorney argue that he did not go to the meet intending to harm anyone, but was sitting quietly until approached, and that he drew his knife only when he feared he might be jumped or attacked by larger players. The fact that Austin did touch or grab Carmelo is not in dispute. By Carmelo's account, this was a trigger that made him believe he had to defend himself. His lawyer, Derek Walpole...
Defend yourself, but not fatally. Not fatally attack the other person. Defend yourself in a way where he's not touching you. Maybe push him back, punch him back, whatever. But I don't know. With a weapon against an unarmed man, and you're out of bounds, and you're at a place where you're not allowed to have weapons, and it's a track meet going on. There's 1,000 people you could have spoke to about this. I don't know, man.
Cole, speaking the next day, noted, "My client said it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense at this time. Under this theory, the knife was produced as a defensive reaction to a perceived assault. Carmelo's split-second decision to swing the blade could have been driven by panic or reflex, without intent to kill, but rather to stop the person he felt was attacking him. Those sympathetic to Carmelo also highlight his clean record and good standing as a student. They suggest that something must have...
It seems like they were both good young men. Good young men, going down the right path, studying, high grades, athletes. This is so out of the ordinary for these kind of kids, you know. Usually it's the fuck-ups that do shit like this, you know. The kids that don't go to school, or they miss a shit ton of days, or, you know, they don't give a fuck about sports. Not the ones that's dedicated like this. The ones that's dedicated, this never happens amongst them. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. But maybe Carmelo had a history of him being bullied, and he was at a breaking point. Could be. But I don't know. It's just not justified. It's still not justified.
Genuinely scared him in that moment for him to resort to violence. This perspective does not claim that the outcome was justified, but posits that Carmelo believed he was in danger of serious harm when he struck Austin with the knife. Theory 2. An overreaction, aggressor scenario. Another perspective, shared by many witnesses and by Austin's family, is that Carmelo was the primary aggressor and grossly overreacted to a routine request. In this view, the confrontation should have remained a minor annoyance, a brief verbal dispute at worst, but escalated only because Carmelo chose to introduce a deadly weapon almost immediately. Multiple eyewitnesses attest...
If all of the people there who are eyewitnesses give a statement saying that he didn't put his hands on him, or it was just an argument, and then the guy pulls out the knife, then he's going to get slammed in court, because they're going to take into account what all those people there are going to say. And there's a lot of people there. And you also got to think the people there are on his team, right? Not his team, on the guy who's deceased on his team. So they're not going to speak well about you in court. This is looking bad. I'm not going to lie.
That Carmelo issued provocative challenges. Touch me and see what happens. Punch me and see what happens. And was the first to brandish a weapon, even though Austin was unarmed and much of the interaction was verbal up to that point. The presence of a knife at a school event is itself seen as a red flag. He brought a knife to a track meet, Austin's father said in disbelief, emphasizing that Carmelo had armed himself at a place where weapons had no reason to be. According to this theory, Austin's actions were not intended as an attack, but as an attempt to enforce rules, asking someone to leave the team's tent, or at most a shove to remove an intruder from their area. That does not equate to a life-threatening scenario, and thus pulling a knife and stabbing...
No, it doesn't, but he is the aggressor. If you're going to push somebody, you are the aggressor in that moment. It doesn't warrant a knife attack, though. In my eyes, but he is the aggressor in that moment, though.
A drastic and unjustified response. In fact, some witnesses imply Carmelo might have come into the tent already agitated or looking for trouble, since he didn't simply apologize or move when first asked. It's possible he interpreted the situation as an affront to his pride and reacted with anger rather than fear. Investigators noted that after the stabbing, Carmelo did not flee the premises entirely. Instead, he essentially admitted to the act, which could indicate he wasn't trying to get away with a crime, but perhaps felt somehow justified. However, critics of the self-defense claim argue that because Carmelo had time to utter warnings and challenges, he had time to choose a non-violent path, but didn't.
That's just gonna look so bad when you're in court in front of 12 people and they ask, why didn't he leave? Well, he had a chance here to leave. He had a chance here to leave. Why didn't he leave? Why did he take it all the way to violence? Lethal force. Why did he use a knife instead of fighting, using the hands? A lot of things that they're gonna put into evidence, and a lot of speculations that's gonna get tossed out the window. It's crazy stuff, man.
Self-defense under the law generally requires an imminent threat to one's life. Being pushed or even punched in a scuffle at a school event would not typically justify lethal force. Therefore, this interpretation frames the incident as a tragic overreaction by Carmelo, a moment where teenage impulsivity and the presence of a knife turned a scuffle into a homicide. Theory 3. A tragic misunderstanding and failure of conflict.
It's very normal for teenagers to act this way too. Not violently to where they take someone's life, but I mean like for them to be aggressive towards each other and stuff. You know, when you're a kid, you fight a lot. When you're a kid, you fight. Like that's what you do when you're a kid, because you know you're full of testosterone. It's like, and there's a bunch of other kids full of testosterone. So we're gonna have to get down, but never to take it this far where you willing to take someone's life unless your life is in danger.
De-escalation. A more nuanced theory doesn't place 100% of the blame on either teen, but looks at the event as a convergence of unfortunate factors and miscommunication. Both Austin and Carmelo may have felt disrespected in that moment. Austin possibly felt Carmelo was flouting team boundaries or ignoring his requests, while Carmelo felt singled out and provoked when multiple people confronted him. Neither intended a deadly outcome, but neither backed down. Psychologists note that teenage boys, especially athletes in a competitive environment, can experience adrenaline-fueled reactions to perceived slights. Here, there was no cooling-off period. The confrontation went from 0 to 100 almost instantly. One can theorize that if any adult or coach had noticed and intervened at the first sign of argument, the stabbing might have been prevented. Unfortunately, by the time coaches realized something...
A lot of things could happen to prevent this. A lot of things could happen to prevent this. But hey, it's tragic. Honestly, my heart goes out to the families. Awful stuff, man. But all right, I gotta hop off, guys. I'm dead tired. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, 8:30. We'll be live on Rumble. We'll be live on YouTube. And we'll be live on Kick. Y'all boys be easy.